Ladies, gentlemen, Octanes, and Roadhogs, welcome to the first ever Season 5 week in review here in the QRLS. It was a crazy week, and we are here to wrap it up for you in style on the 4th of July. Joining me in the booth tonight to give some expert analysis is my colleague, Von Rabbit. And Von, what a fun and exciting week one we had. Absolutely. We are going to start things off here tonight with the news. The QRLS had a transaction to end week one, and that was Clarity United dropping OPS Shadow and picking up Bearded Pharrell. Give us a quick look at this, Vaughn. Bearded, a seasoned vet, obviously one of the more experienced players in the league, as now we are bringing in your audio as we didn't hear you at first.
I'm just going to go ahead and test this. Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
All right. Bearded Pharrell and the drop for Shadow. I was actually not expecting that trade to happen, or that pickup to happen. But I hear through the grapevine that Shadow is going to be unavailable for the next couple of weeks. So picking up a player such as Bearded Pharrell will be a great pickup for Clarity United. He is a defensive mastermind, so he will have a ton of value for Clarity United.
Absolutely. Might be able to take the load off of Alex's back on the defensive side of the field, and Bearded, having been a captain in this league before, really brings a level of expertise to that franchise as well. And ladies and gentlemen, hats are on sale, and we have limited time only 4th of July hats on the Playmakers Wanted store. Go ahead and check that out. The link is in the Discord, as they are only up for about 5 more days. Vaughn, these hats are sick.
Yeah, they really are. I'm going to be picking one up here this week, no doubt about it, because they look super cool, man. Like, everyone's got to have one.
Super affordable too as well. Great job by our merchandising team on the excellent limited time hats. We are going to get right into this past week's matches, as Astro Gaming started the season taking on the Bleacher Boys, and a lot of people thought that this was an upset in a 2-1 victory for Astro Gaming. Give us the rundown here, Vaughn. What happened in terms of this all rookies versus all vets match?
I think the Bleacher Boys here underestimated what power that Astro Gaming truly has. We see a ton of shots coming from Bolton and Garbage, and a lot of assists from Pro Dark. So this team is very offensive heavy, and they were not expecting it, in my opinion, from the Bleacher Boys. But they were able to turn it around in Game 3, putting down 6 for their own. So they found some weakness in Astro Gaming's offense or their defense, actually. So we will see how they can adapt to this going into the future weeks.
Absolutely. A great showing by Astro Gaming, and Bolton, the captain, ended up pulling in the Savage Division Player of the Week award. Moving on, second match of the season, we had Spectres taking on the Speed Demons, and Game 1, Speed Demons came out swinging, but obviously, as you can see the stat sheet there in the middle of the screen, Games 2 and 3, the Spectres really just had their number.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I actually really enjoyed commentating on this. The Speed Demons really did perform very well there in the first game. They really gave it to the Scepters, but the Spectres really figured it out in Game 2 and 3, holding them down to a goal each in each of those games. Golden Pickle, I want to give him a shout out here. He got a playmaker and a savior. And Sir Brodude got 2 saviors of his own. So these teams really were on the defense. The Speed Demons were on the defensive, but they were really working together well as a team. They just couldn't seal in those shots, but the Spectres were able to, and they did a phenomenal job doing so. 17 coming from Butcher alone. So he is here to really ruined some team chemistry.
Yeah, no doubt. Butcher winning the first ever Epic Division Player of the Week award due to his performance for the Spectres. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the third match of the week was the Rangers versus the Cyclones, and this match honestly was a coin flip from the beginning. And as you can see, it was kind of close there at the beginning, but towards the end, it was a little back and forth between both squads in what seemed to be an offensive back and forth.
Yeah, it was very offensive playstyles here from both the Rangers and the Cyclones. The matchups were pretty tight themselves, minus game two, where the Cyclones were able to go 5-2. Kachao putting down 12 shots of his own and 9 coming from Zavri. These teams are really connecting well together, and they started to warm up as the games went on. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do in these coming weeks.
Yeah, and as was seen in the beginning poll on tonight's stream, the calculated division won the scariest division after week one poll that we put up, but it was a close race. It was literally almost split evenly down the middle. Three ways, with the exception of one deciding factor vote going to calculated division. So that just goes to show how close all the divisions are, let alone the calculated division here, as the Rangers and the Cyclones will face off later on in the season one more time. Next up, we had the Three Rocketeers taking on the Hammerheads, and this is honestly the most storied rivalry in the QRLS, and it just did not disappoint yet again. All games were a one-goal match, and, back and forth. It went to game three. What was the deciding factor here?
Honestly, I think it was just the ability to seal one more shot in. I noticed coming more specifically from the Hammerhead side was a few whiffed attempts. It was right there. It was an open goal, but they just couldn't get the ball in. So the Hammerheads really did show up there, but they just couldn't get it in to the net. But the Rocketeers, we know that they are an offensive heavy team, and they have made it to the top of the leaderboards for most people's expectations, and so we will definitely be seeing them winning a lot of series throughout this coming season.
Absolutely. Really tight match. Very good rivalry between Slurpy Snail and Billy Bob. Can't wait to see the second meeting between these two teams later on in the season. The Gold Diggers and the Kings. Vaughn, you were on the field for this series, and you led your team in goals in this series, taking a 2-1 victory. Give us the first-person perspective that you had going up against the defending champions.
It was a very exciting match to be a part of. I really enjoyed playing with Red Terror and Toric here. I really felt like we were connecting very well. We did have a little bit of miscommunication there in game two, as you can see through the 1-4 score, but we didn't let that stop us. We did turn that back around in game three, but everyone was encountering a lag issue, and that kind of led to some faults from the Kings and even the Gold Diggers as well. But it was too late to make any changes about that. But very unfortunate circumstance. We will actually be able to see what happens coming in. I think it's about week 5. We will be facing the Kings again. So maybe they'll get their redemption. Maybe we will just prove that the Gold Diggers are better than the Kings. We will see, but we will be looking forward to that match.
Absolutely love the long-term storytelling there. Can't wait to see the next matchup as well. And very impressive showing there, Vaughn, if I do say so myself.
Thank you. I really gave the team my best, and I just hope that we can all help each other achieve the best of what we all can be in ourselves.
And the last match of week 1 featured Vibe Clan taking on Clarity United. And these these are actually backwards here, ladies and gentlemen, as Vibe Clan ended up taking the series. Give us the rundown here. This was really tight, but super low scoring. I wasn't expecting the backwards, defensive match that we saw. I was really expecting a lot more offense by both sides.
Yeah, I was too, and I really did expect a lot more from Vibe Clan. Toaster and Squiddy D, they have a great connection. Those two are an unstoppable force in themselves when they are playing together. And then they have incorporated Eagle, who they acquired through a trade during the draft. And this literally shocked everybody's minds. And it was a great thing for the Vibe Clan. But I think we were all expecting a little bit more offense from them, being able to really seal more shots in, while they only scored 5 total through their series. But they're also going up against the QRLS's best of the best, Alex RL in himself. He is a force not to be reckoned with. Everyone gets a little bit nervous whenever they have to face Alex, but playing against someone of his caliber, you learn a lot, and even playing with him as well. So I think there was a lot to be taken from this match, and it really can help put into perspective where your team is at.
Yeah, Alex was obviously a brick wall as well, racking in 10 saves in this series. Great, great job. Um, and honestly, this is going to be one that we're going to have to keep our eye on later on in the season, specifically in regards to the Savage Division race towards the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get on to our power rankings. Myself and Vaughn have mocked up some power rankings for you here tonight, and we are going to start off with Von Rabbit's power rankings. Vaughn, give us the rundown here real quickly, starting from the bottom, going all the way to the top.
So the Speed Demons in rank 12, I really felt like they had a lot of weapons on their side to be able to achieve more wins and more goals. I didn't really see any of that. They were able to take one series off of the Spectres, but not much more. And they gave up a lot of goals in the end after that as well. Butcher coming in from the Spectres just really had their number. So I really think that the Speed Demons are going to be able to improve from here. You can only improve from here on my power rankings, but they do have a lot to work on, in my opinion. The Kings, I think that they did have like we mentioned in game 3, there was the lag and performance issue on that, and so I couldn't give them the rank 12 on that because I felt like something was just going against their favor. So I gave them a little bit of a buffer there. Cyclones, I think we all expected more from the Cyclones team themselves. Having Zavri and Kachao on the same team, Kachao being second or third highest ranked player in the QRLS, you would expect a little bit more ability to carry a team to more wins. We didn't really get to see them take the wins. They got one, but they were just, I think they're working on it. They're finding their groove still. I'm not counting them out, and I think they are going to be one of the greatest teams for their division. Clarity United, a similar story. I expected a little bit more. I think maybe with this trade-off with Shadow and Bearded 4L, that maybe we'll be able to see a little bit more offensive heaviness coming from Alex himself. Bleacher Boys, this team came in at one of the top 3 for the power rankings, or the way too early power rankings from the draft. And so seeing them not really be able to meet the expectations against the rookie team Astro Gaming really had me questioning some of their ability to perform as a team and altogether. They did get one series where they did beat them 6-2, and so they were finally being able to find their rhythm. So I am expecting more from them. I'm not counting them out. Gold Diggers, that's my team, and I love my team, and Torque and Red Terror, they are phenomenally underrated players. I think everybody does not have great expectations for us, but I think that we are going to be able to achieve a lot. I did notice in our game too that we did miss a couple of easy saves, and so we gave up a little bit too much. But I think as we work on our coordination together as a team, we are going to be in that top four. I really do foresee us being there in the playoff contention. So all you other teams need to watch out. The Hammerheads here, this was an exciting matchup. I really like this team. Fabrizi, I'm going to call him out. He's my rival. I was expecting a little bit more offensiveness from him. I didn't really get to see him score any goals. I think maybe one. So I think as he kind of warms up and gets familiar with this team a little bit more, they'll build up their groove. But they had a tough matchup, and we'll see what they'll be able to achieve, and as they go through their division as well. I like the Rangers. Um, they did have the Cyclones, and they were able to beat what was expecting to be one of the highest rated teams in the QRLS. So the Rangers really achieved a lot here. I am very impressed with what they were able to do, especially with not being able to play much during the off season. Throttle Dog carried that team very well with 11 shots and got a few goals himself, and Sea Strife getting 5 saves. So this team's got a strong offense and a strong defense. So they are a very scary team to be playing against. Vibe Clan, I put them here at 4th. As I was saying earlier, I was expecting a little bit more offensive pressure from them. They did seal the win, so this is why they're in my top 6. But we will definitely be able to see if they can break into that top 3 for myself and my power rankings in the later future. Astro Gaming, this team just absolutely just blew expectations for most teams or most people. I think they were rated at about 9 and 10 in the way too early power rankings, and I've got them here in 3rd because they just were an offensive onslaught. I think the Bleacher Boys just had no idea what they could do to stop So Garbage and Bolton when they were shooting the ball. We saw some really high level highlight plays from So Garbage, who carried the ball from the other end of the field and got a double tap. It blew everybody's minds. It was a sight to see. Spectres, I really love what Mazimun has put together here. He's got Strive and Butcher on the same team, and those two have been really connecting well together. If you go back and watch the gameplay, you will just see how well the two of them are passing the ball to each other, sealing in the shot if it gets blocked, and like they are just there to follow up. These two have a great connection, and Mazimun being that other player for them is just it's a phenomenal team. We will definitely be seeing them in the playoffs as well. The Rocketeers, everyone absolutely loves the Rocketeers. This team is not short of expectations. We have Wanted Toast and Lemur Arms being the two players here that are supporting Slurpy Snail. And Slurpy Snail, I've noticed, likes to hold back a little bit and allow these two players to just take the shots. And most people just can't stop them. And so they've got a great connection here. Slurpy knows what he's doing. So people are going to have to figure out what they can do to stop this team quick, because they could easily run away with it.
Absolutely excellent stuff here. I love the analysis here. We will see how this all shakes out, but first let's go over very quickly my iteration of the power rankings. And as you can see, there are some subtle differences here. More importantly, towards the top to the middle, I ranked the Bleacher Boys in that top 6. And I also ranked the Spectres down in third, with Vibe and the Three Rocketeers being 1 and 2. Big shout out to Panda240 on the gifted subs. What a incredible gift here on this beautiful America Day, Vaughn.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Panda. I'm really looking forward to another matchup with you in the future because you were an exciting player to go against.
Panda, one of the league veterans and a great community member, thank you for the gifted subs. Now, Vaughn, we have gone over the power rankings. I want to hear everybody in the chat real quick give us their take on these power rankings. We've seen some of the opinions already. We love to hear the spicy debates. That is what helps this league go around. Now, as scheduled, we do have a player spotlight, but unfortunately, it seems our interviewee has gone MIA for the night, so we will just do a little bit of talking amongst ourselves here, Vaughn, on this week's Savage Division Player of the Week, Bolton, who comes in this season as a rookie and a captain, and, he really showed out here, bringing home the series win. What do you think about this guy, and what do you think his nerves were like to start the season?
I think he is actually pretty well used to actually playing on a Twitch stream, so he's pretty familiar with that. So I think he was calm and collective in that terms. But the QRLS, it brings a whole different level of expectations, and so being able to achieve what he did with his team in week one, getting two phenomenal players to back him up, having Pro Dark as that defensive second, third man, even getting goals of his own. I think it was a great pickup for there. So I think Bolton's got a great mind when it comes to being able to build up his team. I'm really curious to see what he feels about seeing his team rise through this power rankings as quickly as he did, and how he felt maybe after that 2-6 loss in Game 3, because they were on a stellar performance going forward. So I wonder what it was for them that changed, and was it maybe a little bit of cockiness, or was it something different? Did Bleach Boys just really have their playstyle figured out by that point and were able to give it to them? So I'm really intrigued to see kind of what Astro Gaming's perspective is on this. And then I really think that choosing So Garbage for his first draft pick, he was a little bit of a sleeper pick for that team. So I'm thinking that he had a great idea of what he wanted out of his team. He wasn't looking at a player rating, but he was looking at what fits well with his play style and what he was looking for in that team. So I think Astro Gaming is a phenomenal team, and I think Bolt is going to be a phenomenal leader. I'm really excited to see what he can do this season and in the seasons going forward.
Yeah, and honestly, these guys really kind of fell under the radar coming into the season, and we had no idea the level of competition they were going to bring. And as we saw them play, the Savage Division immediately just got tighter because of how well these guys performed. Do you think they have a shot at winning the division title?
I really think they do. I honestly think they will be at the top of the division, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough race, but I think they're going to have it by a few games.
Well, only time will tell here. I cannot believe we are already going into week 2. This is the schedule on your screen moving forward into week 2, and all games are already scheduled out here, Vaughn. We are starting off with a doubleheader on Tuesday. Now we're going to start seeing the interdivisional matches, and this is where the standings can really get shaken up.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so I'm on the Gold Diggers, and we got the Hammerheads. This is a matchup I'm actually very nervous about. I've been trying to practice as much as I can today while I have my day off from work, to just grind Rocket League and focus on my mechanics, because this team is going to really put our team to the test. and we've got Astro Gaming against Spectres, that's a game you do not want to miss. That one's going to be one of the most exciting ones because we have two player of the weeks playing against each other on that same matchup. We have Butcher and Bolt, so we will not be short of any sort of action there. This is truly one of the most exciting weeks I think we're going to see in the QRLS.
No doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be filtering in a little bit into next week on Monday, the 11th match. That is still considered a Week 2 match, so next week's Week in Review will obviously have to take place after that match at some point, and depending on how Week 3's schedule goes, we will have to determine when that will fall. So keep your eye out for the Week 2 in Review stream next week. Vaughn, this has been a smooth sailing review here so far. Do you have anything else for the lovely fans out there before we go?
I just want to thank everybody here for showing up. We appreciate everybody being able to support our Discord, our Twitch stream. Don't forget to check out the merch store. We have a lot of great merchandise out there. Like we said, we got hats now. Those are something that you can wear all the time, anytime, especially when it's hot on these beautiful July days at 100 degrees if you're here in the central states like I am. So definitely be sure to check out the merch store and support your favorite teams, preferably the Gold Diggers.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't also forget to check out the YouTube channel and the Twitch page and the Discord for all of the QRLS content you could possibly need. And as always, keep it quick.